when I came to BRL and I looked at how was I going to use the learnings at each module, then to go back into my community, to go back home, how was I going to use those learnings in everyday life? And because we'd just started up our tourism business 1 year before I came up here to the mountains, it was the perfect timing to be able to say, right, well, I want to learn to be able to put these learnings into this new business. On the other hand, I'm involved in different organisations. I'm secretary for the Burren Down Race Club. I was secretary for the Baido organisation at the time. I was president for an Iron Pot Hall committee. I was secretary for the Farm Tourism organisation. So very busy, wanting to learn lots, meeting people, networking, all of that. But how could I become a better leader with all those communities? How could I become a better leader in my tourism industry if that's where I wanted to go? And I did, because the learnings that I took home each month from BRL inspired me to want to make my business better. It inspired me to say, this is something that I believe I can achieve for all these reasons. Now, when we went into the tourism business, we had an old cottage that was on the property. It was at the top of the property, hadn't been lived in. It was the original house by Ken's grandparents, but hadn't been lived in for nearly 50 years. But I saw that we could move it and we could do it all up, and we could make brochures and we could get people to come. And BRL gave me the confidence to go out there. They talk about marketing, they talk about branding, all those sorts of things. There's all these learnings that you can put into place with everything, whether it's your business, whether it's your family, all of those things. But the branding and the networking taught me about getting our brochures, getting involved in the tourism industry on a local level. I was president for the South Burnett Tourism Association for 8 years. I became a director on the Fraser Coast South Burnett Board, Regional Tourism Board, for 8 years as well. I was also a state rep for the National Farm and Country Tourism Association. So once I knew that I was confident in coming from the grassroots level of being in organisations, I had the confidence, and I gained the confidence to go up to national levels, and that made a big difference, because you have the skills and you have the learnings that you can take, and you can say, well, I could work with that person, and I have the patience and the wisdom to sit down and take that time to actually listen to that person. And I think that's one of the big learnings here. You're going to be living with each other, bunking down. You're not used to doing those sorts of things. You learn to become very tolerant. I think you learn to listen better. I think you're more honest with what you want to gain from doing a course like this. I don't think anyone can come away for this amount of time and not see it as a huge change in their everyday life and think, oh, well, look, someone sponsored me, I'll do the right thing, I'll go up there, that'll be good, I'll go back, I'll say, oh, that was really good, I had a good time, great food, everything's good. That's not what it's about. It's about you taking the time, which you've already taken, you've made that step, and using this time as the most valuable lesson that you could learn while you're here. I know some of you are anxious, you weren't sure what you were going to expect. It's okay. You can feel all of those things. You can feel nervous. There are days when it's very raw what you're going to be learning and admitting to, and maybe feel like tonight one of the girls said about the guilt. We're going away. We're not having a holiday, love. We're going up to the Bunny Mountain. We're going to be doing all these learning. Oh, you're just going up there, you're having a holiday. You'll have a good time, catch up with your girlfriend. That's not what this is. Yes, you'll make some great friendships, and there'll be beautiful, times when you'll remember things that you think, yeah, that was it was a moment that clicked in my mind. I really enjoyed that. But you have all taken made that big decision to come up here. So use it to your best of ability. Don't waste this time, it's very precious. To be able to do a leadership course that's in your own backyard, this is what it is, compared to what's offered out there and the price of doing leadership courses, this is the most affordable chance you will ever get to do these learnings. So we had this cottage, we decided, yes, we're going to move it. We'll move this cottage down to the main house. We'll do all this work. And of course people come because, you know, you've done all this work. That's how it happens in the tourism industry. When you open a new business, people just arrive, don't they, Jason? That's how the tourism works in the South Burner. No, that is definitely not how any tourism industry or any business. It's about selling your product, and that's something that I learnt to do really well with BRL. Love what you do. Be passionate about your business, about your job, whatever it is that you love doing and that you want to keep working towards. That will come out naturally. You don't have to pretend that you want to have people stay at your place or that you want to showcase the Bunya Mountains. It's already just the most brilliant things that are out there. You're passionate about talking about living in the South Burnett and why you live here and why, you know, all the good messages that you can give people every day, not just the people that come through town, but every day you need to be thinking about, oh, how can I make that person feel welcomed or interested in what's going on. So from all these learnings that we had, one of the things about being a leader was I had to learn to say no. Now, that's a really hard word for me, and I must say, BRL tried really hard, I suppose, to try and teach me how to say no, but it doesn't come easy. I'm one of these person, I love being involved in things, and oh yes, I can help you do that, and yes, let's get a grant and we'll move this hall and we'll do that. So yes, righto, so all of a sudden I've done all this course and I'm going out to be even, more proactive about being a leader, and then I'm saying, well, no, I actually need to learn to say no, because what I learnt that I had to pick my battles. I learnt that I had to decide what I was passionate enough to fight for, or what I could change, what did it meet with my principles of what I believed in. And so I went back and I really thought about what was important to me and my community as well, and what was important to my husband and our businesses. And from that, there's a lot of things that I have said no to, that when I first said the word, I so raged with guilt. I actually went to pick the phone up again and said, oh no, look, I must have made a mistake there, but I had to count to about 20 and say, no, I've made that decision and I've got to stick with it. And for lots of reasons, I've got to, I just can't keep saying yes to everything in life. We've all got so many commitments, and yes, we all want to help. And, if there was if this room was filled with 60 of all you people that want to be leaders, that would even be the best thing around, because we need more people that can take up that challenge. So, yeah, learn to pick your battles, learn to pick your fights, what's important to you, and how you're going to be able to make that change, like how you can influence people, just like the girl said. It's about influencing people, about usually slowly going out there into your communities and making that difference. I'll just deviate onto that for a moment. There was a hall that we had down near Burrendown, and it had sat there for years. It was the original Chipinga Hall in our area, and no one had used it for years except to have 2 AGM or 2 meetings a year for the race club, and it had no toilets and it had power, but that was it. And I came to the district like Georgie, young and ready to move mountains, maybe little hills anyway. And I thought, oh, well, we could get a grant. Now we could move that hall, we'll put it down at the racetrack, we can have all these things there, we can add this on and that. And all the men just looked in the hall and go, no, that's not going to happen. Oh, why not? I said, we haven't got any money. I said, well, we'll get a grant. Don't believe in those things. Oh, well, you know, we're all entitled to, you know, apply for money and make changes, help our community. We could use it, all these things that we could use this hall for if it was in a better position and we had some time. If you want to go and get a grant, you get a grant, but yeah, it won't work. Anyway, they said it wouldn't work. Oh, well, let's prove them wrong. Let's just go out there and let's write some grants. So anyway, we got 11 grand and we moved the hall. And we get it down there on the site and everything. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm down there with camera, taking photos. Monumental occasion, I thought. And we have a meeting about, you know, what we're going to do next. And they go, so what are we going to do now? And I said, oh, well, you know, we'll have to, you know, look at getting it painted or get and do some renovation. Well, we got no money. Can you get more money? And I said, well, I probably can, but I need a commitment from you guys to say, you know, this is a great idea, but we all need to have ownership of this. Isn't the Carolyn Stone Chipinga Hall committee here? This is our community. We all need to be involved in this. So that's where it all came from.